The following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
Maybe we can still heal you. Why? So you could just lock me up? No. Just bury me in the ocean with my ancestors that jumped from the ships. Because they knew death was better than bondage.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but blinding. The shadows betray you because they belong to me.
In the hell do you think you are?
Okay, it's not working out. I'm gonna need the suit back.
For how long?
Forever. Yeah, that's
No, please.
Let's have it.
You don't understand. This is all I have. I'm nothing without this suit.
If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it, okay?
So Oz, we got another edition of Open Mic Night. And, last time we had Open Mic Night, I was blindsided by an intervention by UNVs. I know it was a plan. So before we get into our guests, I need to know, is there a secret master plan of some type of intervention coming that I need to be ready for?
No, man, there's not. But I don't want this to be like me getting blindsided by you stacking the deck, because I know you've been researching on the podcast throughout the universe. So I feel like you're trying to set up for some just revenge. But you know what? I'm ready. And if this happens to be an intervention, regular Scott, it might be about time.
Oh, well, time waits for no one. So this is Open Mic Night. Allow me to introduce our guests. We got BLERDcoMIXed Podcast on. We have Mixed Girl Maine and Blerd Vision. What's going on?
What's up?
What's happening?
So, we were chopping it up a little bit before, and I know that we came to the realization that Ozzy has a problem with names.
Hey, look, listen here. As I will always say, I will remember a face forever. But the names are a little hard, man.
Idris, though?
I mean, he
Idris,
is
right?
the sexiest man alive.
There you go.
Oh, now, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Starting off oh, wait, you're not talking about me, are you? Okay, that's cool. That's fine.
It's why it was hard. Yeah, I got that.
Oh, snap.
Oh, okay. So,
go ahead, Oz.
Right? No, but the whole point is, do we think this cat, the sexiest man alive, do we think this cat is actually going to be the next James Bond?
We've tried to talk about this before a couple times too.
Yeah, I think he could. I think he could. Just because I think he has. I mean, we've seen him be a villain, on The Wire. We've seen him play a good detective in Luther.
Great
I think that giving him the gadgets, giving him we already know the sexiness is there, right, Maine? So
it even penetrates my cold, dark heart. So.
That's a hard thing to do. So I mean,
I ain't got time for nobody. Blerd Vision can tell you I don't have time for nobody, but I will change my whole life around should the opportunity.
My whole life around.
Right. He's already, gotten through that niche market of those cold-hearted women. You know what I mean? So I think he would do a good job. I think so. And what?
Man, you're saying you're willing to be his money penny.
I mean, listen, I'm polyamorous, So I already got my pass. I just gotta, let the husband know, like, I'm not gonna be home for a while. So, Money Penny, Octopussy, like, what you got? I'm down. Let's get it done.
Until the husband says a while, it's 7 years. Where you been?
He can wait. He's fine. He'll find some entertainment somewhere.
So here's my question about Idris. Does he have to play James Bond though?
See, okay, that's a good thing because here's something that's been bothering me about a lot of these, like, let's make a woman version let's make a white woman version or let's make a black version of, like, I mean, James Bond is a fictional character, so you could, as far as I'm concerned, you could plug and play everybody into him. It wouldn't matter. Like, if 20 years down the line we're gonna throw an Agent James Bond out there, I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. But like for Idris, he could do any type of character. Like, there's yet to be something I haven't seen him pull off, and like not trying to be biased about him, but like legitimately, he's talented enough that I think as James Bond, he would be smooth as hell. But he could also just be a British spy actor.
No, I agree, and that's what I think he should be. Just bring another spy or assassin into it. Another agent.
Now, I do want to bring up this little point that like every person was losing their Twitter mind, going, "Oh, he can't be this. James Bond is this." So even in the arc of what James Bond is just a code name, by the way.
Right.
And so it could be any person. So like everybody was like losing their mind. I was like, no, it could be any agent, Like there should. Why can't there be? I'm waiting for the big like action movie that doesn't have to be like that, like Atomic Blonde kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some people of color that need to have their due, and he can just pull off anything. He's that kind of suave kind of dude. That's all.
I mean, if Matt Damon can be Jason Bourne, who, if anybody read the fucking books, would know Matt Damon couldn't possibly be Jason Bourne.
And we defined it for him. Yep.
And people loved it, and it went on to make 174 movies. So if that can happen, then sure, fine, put him in there. But any type of thing. I guess people get really nostalgic or really like a fixate. Like, we are familiar with James Bond. You don't have to origin story James Bond for us necessarily. So maybe that's why we want to do it. But honestly, they could ask him to play Beyonce in a movie, and I'd be like, I'm sure he could do it.
Hey, I don't know. Beyonce be a tough one to pull off. That'd be a tough one.
It's the hips that
It's the hips. It's the
Regular Scott, you don't think he couldn't pull off all the single ladies in the video? I think he could do it.
Ah, man, I think he could do either the dancing or the singing. I don't know if he could do them both at the same time.
But because I think the unitard will work. I think the unitard. The singlet. But I mean, so are you saying that why can't they make something in the same realm, in the same universe, and say, because obviously we're watching one man's situations, right? It's a fucking whole group. So why can't we just say, hey, this is another dude, and he says, oh, and he runs into Bond, and Bond goes past him or some shit.
That's kind of what I'm saying. Yeah, he can be like 009 or, you know what I mean, something like that, and we can still have an established agent already there.
I mean, we saw the pictures online. He could be 0012 or something like that too. So whatever.
Agent 99 from Get Smart. He could do whatever. You know what I'm
saying? I think actually I like that idea. The having him just in the universe, and this is just a branch off. And actually, why don't we have any branch offs from the James Bond universe? We've managed to branch off almost every other property.
Right.
Why not do it like that? That could be that. I could go down for that.
That's because they're scared because they're going to have to create something new instead of being able to just rehash an old story.
Yeah, but even if you did, you could still pull aspects of the villains or whatever. You could still pull some of those out, and it just be like, this is the time that 007 fought him, and this is the time that Idris fought him.
No, absolutely. Because you have to think about this. Every Dr. No, every single super bad villain there's not just one agent going. There are probably a series of agents. They even say that like agents have lost their lives trying to find this dude. So why not introduce them to that? We could do that, you know?
Yeah, and I'm surprised they haven't come up with that actually, or they haven't had that idea yet.
Hey, well, don't give them the idea. You better go do that yourself.
Shit, we did.
I mean, I'm over here rewriting movies left and right. So
we already started on Aquaman.
Yeah. We had a offline conversation where I pretty much solved Aquaman for the world. So
hey, and Oz, everyone seems to hate Mara's hair just as much as you.
Man, kindred spirits. Okay, so a regular Scott, I got to tell you the truth. This is going to be an intervention. Okay.
Here we go.
No, I'm just saying that girl's hair threw the whole movie off for me. And I was just like, dude, this could be some great stuff, man. You know? But I'm just saying, that's okay.
Well,
I give Mira's hair a Jar Jar Binks. That's all I'm saying.
So I just caught this. Y'all have a very interesting grading scale for your thing. Can we talk about the origin story behind your grading scale?
All right.
It's out of pure hatred. That's all it is.
So Iris West on The Flash. She seems to like to steal a lot of Barry's spotlight to me. And there was a scene where she told Barry Allen, listen, Barry, you are not the Flash. We are the Flash.
I have heard you discuss this.
And ever since that episode...
Several times.
Yeah, several times. And ever since that episode, I've just not been on board with Iris West. But I decided to give her a chance, so I made her the top of my rankings. So then we got the MGK. Well, he had the diss track with Eminem, and they asked him on the Breakfast Club, what'd you think about Eminem's reply? And MGK said, I give it a solid 6. Like who says that about somebody battling?
May I please? I'm sorry. Everybody should have their opinions about this, and I respect everybody's opinion because I am a peace and loving person. But if someone made a diss record about you, you gonna give it a 6?
A solid 6. A solid 6.
A solid 6.
A solid 6. So then we got the Jar Jar Binks. Do we need to say anything about Jar Jar Binks?
Oh, come on.
That dude.
Wow. Okay. And he a brother. We won't even get into that.
I know.
So,
I know.
And then at the bottom of the list, just hanging on at the bottom, trying not to get underground, we got the Guardian, Jimmy Olsen from Supergirl. Let me tell you something about that guy. He is one of the worst characters that has ever been on TV, movie, or any screen ever.
Superman said, Jimmy, why are you putting on a suit and a motorcycle, bro? You got to watch. You just call me when you got a problem. So
that's how we got our ranking. So Iris West is the top.
Okay.
MGK is like it's a solid 6. It's okay.
Solid 6.
Jar Jar Binks, it sucks. And The Guardian is something you should never watch again.
Wow. Okay.
Got it. All right.
So, so let's try it out. What do you rank Idris on the James Bond scale?
She gonna change it up, dude. She gonna give you a whole nother thing.
Dude.
Idris is the Infinity Gauntlet. He snaps and no more niggas exist.
Gauntlet, I love
as far as I'm concerned.
Regular Scott.
I like that.
Man gonna give her an Iris West with the Infinity Gauntlet, dude.
Hey, I like that. I do.
There's no
Blerd Vision. What you got
on Idris?
Yeah, on Idris.
I have a
Let's
solid.
not forget you and I are partners, and we were supposed to have a law.
I'm fair. I'm not. I give him I kiss him on the mouth.
Yes. Love it.
So you're saying an Iris West without the Infinity Gauntlet?
Yeah, right between there. You know?
Okay. So it's like right at her hands, but she hasn't quite put it on yet.
Right.
Okay, all right. I'm just trying to. I got it. I'm giving it an MGK, a solid MGK.
Really?
Yeah, solid MGK.
With a mirror
that's
wig
the end
or
of this
on a
episode,
motorcycle? What's up?
Probably with a motorcycle. We'll give him a motorcycle.
So
6.5.
Hey, you got to justify that. You can't just be contrary. Why would you even say that, man? For real.
I mean, well, I just like being different.
See, I just said you can't be contrary, dude.
For you, though, it's the idea of like, can't he just be another dude in the universe versus having to replace white?
Yeah, that's kind of my thing. Yeah, absolutely.
That makes sense. I get that.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad if he was James Bond. I just think, like y'all were saying, he's more than capable to carry his own brand new story.
I like it.
Yeah, no, I'm with that more.
Because to be honest, I ain't watched a James Bond in a while. Like, I think I might have seen one of the Daniel Craig ones, but I grew up watching a lot of old movies with my grandmother. So we watched all of the Sean Connery ones, and then Roger Moore was our age's James Bond. Then Roger Moore said that shit that he said, and now he's dead now, so good riddance. But I haven't really watched that many since then, and I couldn't. Like, I think I saw one of the Daniel Craigs. I just don't really.
Wait, now hold on. Now you never saw any of the Pierce Brosnan?
Okay,
you never saw any of the.
Let me tell you what I remember.
Timothy Dalton.
What I remember? So no, I did. I have seen a Timothy Dalton. I've seen one, or didn't he been in one?
I think he was only in one.
One. So here's what I remember from Pierce Brosnan: Halle Berry coming out of the water.
Oh God.
That's all I remember.
That was the worst movie he was in. GoldenEye wasn't bad.
Right.
I liked GoldenEye.
Every time, but it's weird because every time I think of Pierce Brosnan as Bond, it comes up as the Thomas Crown Affair. Like, I just think of that movie. So that's not even him in that movie. So it's like, wait, was that all in the same era?
Where's the connection, right? That's what you're trying to figure out. Where's the connection at?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's like that's very funny and very true, actually.
He wasn't in Thomas Crown?
He was, but it was at the same time. It was around the same time.
Oh,
so
it was like, why are you in the same movie twice?
Type of thing. You know what I mean? So it was like,
I wonder if the Thomas Crown Affair gave him the gateway drug to be James Bond. That's some Wikipedia looking up stuff. Gave him the gateway drug to be James Bond, or was that after James Bond that happened? You know what I'm saying?
No, because see, in Thomas Crown Affair, he couldn't wear a tuxedo because as James Bond, like if you're James Bond, you can be in other movies, but you can't wear a tuxedo in those other movies. So that's why I know in Thomas Crown Affair he wears a lot of suits. And he's like a debonair dude, but I didn't know that. Like it was
Lord.
It was
my boy coming through with the Wikipedia knowledge.
Yes, bring in the facts.
I have seen the blurred vision. No, that's awesome, man. So this dude, he basically was like saying, "Give me some cash, let's get paid."
Right,
pretty much.
He was the guy at the time. Like
I know, Remington Steele, dude.
Yeah.
Well, before we get too deep into our open mic night, because we got a lot we're going to cover, allow me to set the table. This is Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC. I am your host, Regular Scott. We are not at full strength because V's is not here. I think he's off trying to find some Oreos and ice cream.
It's ice cream and Oreo cookies, dude.
And I think he lost a dumbbell too. So he's looking for everything. Then he'll be ready. But we got the mighty Ozzy Killmonger on. Ozzy, what's going on?
What is happening, good people?
And as you already heard, we got the BLERDcoMIXed Podcast on with us. Thank you all very much for being on.
Yes,
we really
sir.
appreciate it. Plug anything you want.
Love it.
Plug anything you want. The floor is yours.
Well, I guess BLERDcoMIXed is one of the currently three Main Hustle Media podcasts. We have BLERDcoMIXed is Blerd Vision and myself, and we have Militantly Mixed, which is a show that I host where I interview mixed folks about the mixed race identity. And I also produce Black Radical Queer with the host Javi and Nicole, where we talked about blackness, radical queerness, etc. And we got a few more shows coming down the pipe, but yeah, we're the Main Hustle Media family.
That's awesome.
Get it.
And we do really appreciate you guys having on. I know we were supposed to have you on last week and things didn't work out, but we got it this week. So we got to make up for lost time.
There were some technical difficulties. Technically, I'm difficult sometimes, so I apologize.
Love it.
We'll just since V's isn't here, we'll just blame it on him.
Yeah, exactly.
But look, when he gets on, don't tell him I did it. Tell him Oz did it.
Dude, but Regular Scott, this is your intervention, part 2, brah.
Oh man, y'all always trying to give me an intervention, man. The first intervention was because I enjoy Arrow, and I think Arrow's a good show. Yeah,
man.
You hear his reaction, so they don't. So they brought one of our listeners on, and they gave me an intervention on Arrow.
That's funny. You do sound outnumbered on the. I've only listened to a couple episodes, but you do sound outnumbered.
Every week. But look, here's the one thing where I am undefeated at.
Oh God, here we go.
And that is the Twitter polls, and I do have a Twitter poll for us. I am undefeated in Twitter polls in every episode.
Whoa.
What's up?
On the open mic, you're going to do a Twitter poll? Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I'm just going to have to get like super angry and upset and just kind of.
But you're a pacifist. Sorry. You're a pacifist.
Go ahead and pass that fist.
I'm passing the fist. Here it comes.
So last week we talked about is Batman a superhero or a hero? And
I saw this Twitter poll.
Yes.
I got feelings.
And Batman is a superhero 1. So
I know.
You should know, because I don't know what in the world got into you to think that he's not a superhero. I don't know what V's has been telling you or what conversations y'all been having, but you know better.
Look, man, I'm going to come clean right now. Look,
V's offered me
some. V's offered me some ice cream and some Oreo cookies, dude, and I couldn't resist that, man. And so I was like, yeah, man, if it's for free, I'll go along with this.
BLERDcoMIXed, what y'all? I know y'all got some thoughts. What you think?
You go.
I was gonna defer to you.
I always defer to me. I always talk though.
Ladies first. Ladies first.
Okay, so I am a ride or die Batman fan. Even though I'm all Marvel, I have always been a Batman fan. Batman and X-Men were the comics that got me into the universes and stuff.
Amen.
But as a 41-year-old woman who also comes from a long line of Japanese samurai, I have a problem with him not killing the baddest of his villains. I understand not killing the underlings, but I'm saying stop putting people in Arkham and take them the fuck out. So at 41 years old, I'm having a crisis of faith where Batman is concerned. And
okay. So let's discuss this before we get knee deep into things.
Okay.
Let's talk about this. Okay?
So you loved Batman versus Superman?
Fuck no. Okay, number one.
That was still garbage, dude.
No, but he kills people.
So great.
Yeah, but he's searing
He's
people with their face, dude.
Batman 89 fucking drives through people.
That's true too. That's another one. Yeah.
Right.
So,
Okay. So here we go. So aside from just like the pedestrian killing people and all that kind of stuff, all right. So do you know at the core, as we all do, his philosophy is that even because like he still believes, and we all know that he still believes there's good in everybody and you shouldn't do it. But I still feel that at the core of it, he thinks that if he takes him out, he's still going to wind up being like his parents' killers, dude. And that still freaks him out. Because like his whole trick, not one of his, but one trick, but he's got many. But one of his things is he's got absolute memory recall. So he remembers that day or that night like it was just like yesterday or like it was an hour ago. So that's his thing, I still feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that, but
you're like the Joker. I get it. Like the Joker, you know.
You have to do the same fight over and over and over again. I know. It's like, bruh.
And I think you become culpable in the other deaths or the other tragedies or the other crimes that are committed if you don't properly lay out your dude. So like, and you know, I'm a big old Joker fan. I'm like, Joker is my favorite thing in the world. But like as a hero, I need my dude to make sure that he takes out the big boss all the way out. I mean, or at least so secure that there's no way he can come back and continue to kill and do these things. Because at that point, I think Batman becomes responsible to a degree. Mm-hmm. He shares some blame. And so where the whole superhero versus hero divide, I absolutely think he is a hero. I think you can't get past that. He absolutely is. He's a regular ass man with a lot of toys, a lot of tech, and he can save people. But he fucks up, and by not, not eliminating his high level villains. In terms of the superhero part, I'm conflicted because I want to say yes because Batman's my boy. My whole house is covered in Batman stuff, but he cannot do what needs to be done when it really, really, really needs to be done. Like, he's not going to be able to defeat some of the supernatural or the mystical or there's other people he's never going to be able to defeat through his technology. He's
because to those other beings, he's just the most highly intelligent termite.
And I think there's something to be said about high intelligence as being a superpower. I mean, I do think that. And I mean, even like with Green Lantern, and now we're crossing over into things where I know some things about, but not as much as say maybe some Marvel characters. But I was into Green Lantern when I was a kid a little bit. He's a regular, or both of them, they're just regular ass, or both of them that I'm familiar with, they're just regular ass dudes too, but they have a ring that helps them be special. Batman has technology that helps him be special, but someone still has to pick him up to take him up to the, he can't just get there. They that kind of stuff, like, that bothers me. And if the shit came down and someone neutralized all of the powered people, Wonder Woman's out, there's a whole case of kryptonite next to Superman, whatever. Was it fire for the Martian?
Yeah, fire for Martian.
Right. And I only know that because you guys talked about it on your show. Fucking, I never knew what his deal was. So like, if you start to go down those things and you start locking up these dudes, then what is Batman going to be able to do against, say, like Brainiac? I think was one of their big guys, right?
Oh, please,
or
for
Dark
sure,
Side,
man. Or Dark. Well, see.
So here's my counter argument to that. Do you consider like Black Canary a superhero?
See, hey, Regular Scott, when you said that was a good point, man. And I would love.
Well, I mean, because she has superpowers and she can fight these superhumans, but I would take Batman over her to save the world any day of the week. And that, you know what I'm saying? And when it comes to those two.
So because she doesn't have like the batarangs and all that stuff? I mean, because she doesn't have a utility belt?
Well, not necessarily.
She can beat people's ass, right?
Oh, no. Right. She's one of the deadliest hand-to-hand fighters.
Utility belt, I can't do shit.
She's like a superb hand fighter. She's got that sonic blast, and some incarnations have her inherited it like as a mutant, and some of them have it in like it was implanted in her. But still, she's an enhanced human, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
you think? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No.
Well, I was going to say this. So Batman, and I got to tell you, I stay conflicted with it too, because Batman also brought me into the universe too. Batman and X-Men, by the way, funny thing, with a little sprinkling of some Spider-Man in there too. But so, what Batman's biggest problem is, he suffers from writer fatigue. You got writers who give him like, he never kills, right? He won't kill the Joker or even incapacitate the Joker. But then you have him going like, oh, but Darkseid, I'll blow up your planet if you don't give Supergirl back. That's insane.
That's the thing too. There are some really weird swings.
That's a good point.
So you want to say it? Can we just say the words that no one wants to say? Is Batman like this, like alien racist? Is that his whole thing?
Well, no, he is though. He is though. Like he's absolutely terrified of these aliens and metahumans.
I'm a bust up everybody's little groove about stuff. If you want to make it on a galactic scale, dude, you want to talk about Vandal Savage and Lex Luthor talking about humanity and stuff. Bruce Wayne's the same way. He's the same way, dude. He don't trust those aliens. That's why he's got a plan for Superman, Martian Manhunter, and everybody else, dude.
Bro,
it's on the same tip.
Yeah,
I've actually always thought that, because he always, because he was scared of Superman. He always looked at John Jones like, kind of gave him side eye, because he's like, look, I did this myself. You're just kind of super. It was kind of you're just superhuman, or you know what I mean? he looked at him differently because he worked at his, I guess.
Yeah, dude. Man, there is a for lack of a, there's a little hint, a little taste of like if he's like what's the word, a xenophobe, right? He's basically
right.
a xenophobe, and it's true. It's very true. And when push comes to shove, I will promise you this: when push comes to shove, Lex Luthor and Bruce Wayne will team together if it came down to humanity versus the aliens.
Well, look at the Injustice video game.
We know it. Well, yeah, exactly. We know this.
Or the Injustice comic. That's exactly what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the
now,
more... go ahead, Blerd.
I'm going to say, do you think because he is human and he's for the human race overall or whatever, that's why you think that Lex Luthor could persuade him and say, hey, look, overall, we got to save us. You know what I mean?
I think I would tell you this. I think between Lex Luthor, Bruce Wayne, and Mr. Terrific, the three smartest people in the DC universe, right? They would crunch the numbers and they would do that. They would say,
right,
in order for humanity to survive, this is what needs to happen. The only reason those cats are fighting bad versus good just because it hasn't gone down that yet.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the same thing like when we're talking about even just race relations is the kind of thing that joins enemies is a worse enemy, right? A common enemy. Like, you know, they talk about how mixed people are supposed to save humanity because eventually we'll all be the same color. And that's not going to happen. But we get attacked by aliens, we are going to be kumbaya motherfuckers across this planet. And I think if you roll that into the comics world, especially with DC, I think, yes, you got guys that are so highly intelligent and have both money and tech at at their disposal. If they are smart enough to figure out how to neutralize superpowered people, or I guess aliens could be considered superpowered depending on which alien is coming to Earth, then for sure I think they would do that. So it puts me in that weird place of not knowing if I can go all the way to say he's a superhero, and yet I don't want to not say he's a superhero.
And he's done some superhuman things. And let me tell you, just to piggyback on what you said, I've always said, you want to solve like these quote unquote race relations for the human race, send an alien invasion down. So I promise you, everybody would be like, hey, look, man, at least you don't have 4 arms. Let's get together.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know, it seems the more we dive into Batman just seems to lose a little bit of its mystique, you know? Like when we were talking about Batman in the Killing Joke movie where he had sex with Barbara Gordon, like that changes.
Yeah, that's the only part that really bothered me.
That changes the entire mythos of Batman. It changes everything because now you're looking at him when he's got these little kids and he's got Barbara as a little girl and they're chilling in his cave, and you're like, yo, first of all, like why would you do that?
Well,
you know, that felt like watching, because The Killing Joke is like my favorite. It's one of my favorite books.
Great.
Absolutely.
When I was so hyped that they were going to do an R-rated Killing Joke, I was like, yes, yes, yes. When that scene popped up, I was like, did I accidentally type in Batman cosplay Pornhub? Like, I was so confused as to why that randomly fucking happened in the middle of that.
And it had it served no purpose.
It didn't push the story forward at all.
Not at all.
Batman was going to be there to protect Barbara at all costs, because that's the kind of man he is. He doesn't need to fuck around a roof in the rain.
Right. And what about Dick Grayson? Like, that's his boy's girl.
Oh, no. As I said to you, Regular Scott, look, man, they put that in there because there was a writer who did not like Batman to say fuck you. You know? Yeah. That was a big fuck you to Batman. Because here at baseline, he could have been like, yo, Barbara, Batcave, 9:30 p.m. No, why? But see, even doing that just totally breaks everything. And while we're on that Barbara Gordon Batman rooftop thing, think about your boy from the Umbrella Academy, Rich, buying off orphans and stuff, buying off little babies. It's the same thing Bruce Wayne did.
Pretty much.
You know, but I will say this, and now let's just get it all back together. Bruce Wayne still is top up there. Okay.
No. He's still the man, but you know, it's just some of these, like you said, some of these decisions the writers are making with like these movies and comics, like it's silly.
I think they probably boxed him in. Okay, well, also let's think about when they're created, when some of the, at least the trinities of both, Marvel and DC are created at a time when those types of codes meant something to that society that, you needed to maintain. Nowadays, we're a little fuzzier on those kinds of things. And nowadays, there's ways in which we've now seen evil at a level that goes beyond that. That if you really want to be the person who stands up and says, I have Hitler, I'm not going to kill him because, he's a man and there's good in everybody after he just slayed 6 million people. No.
It wouldn't sit too well.
Right, it wouldn't sit too well. So
I
think
know.
Getting
that's
away
the eternal
from some
conflict.
Of that. Yeah. I understand giving our heroes a code. I absolutely understand giving our code. But think about someone like Punisher. His code is really interesting because he's a kind of a piece of shit, but when it comes to what, when it's all based off of what happens to his family, when he puts it in that perspective, he cannot back down. I mean, he's very similar. He cannot back down from a fight if it means I have to protect this person, this young girl or this thing, whatever.
And he does have a code, though. He does have a crazy.
He has a code.
Because they remember in Civil War when Captain America started whipping his ass and he was like, fight me. And the Punisher's like, I can't because it's you.
You didn't do anything to me. You didn't do anything to the world, basically.
Yeah, he's like, because it's you, Yeah, but I full on agree. But to your thing, Maine, it goes like this. To what you're saying, we had that. We had that with was it Magog or whatever from Kingdom Come, He did that. He said, you know what, fuck this Joker bullshit. You know what, we're killing him. And he did that. And then it led, and I think what the problem is this. I think that what we saw out of that way, it led to this, just kept going ripple, where everybody was just going free for all. They forgot about the civilians and people were going crazy. And Superman became an asshole too,
Right.
And then Zack Snyder made Man of Steel and Superman destroyed Metropolis.
Oh my God, dude. That guy, dude, he's knocking down buildings.
Multiple at a time.
The only part that I appreciated about that, because I'm gonna put it out here, like when I talk about being a Marvel person, I fucking hate Superman. What a stupid ass character. How are we supposed to be impressed by this motherfucker? Enhanced by Earth's yellow sun. Lucky that you landed on a fucking planet with a yellow sun. Get the fuck out of here. I can't with Superman drives me nuts. Your biggest villain is a human that you can't kill. Get out of here. Just move on. Okay, but I don't like Superman. I'm not here for it. But I loved the moment where he has to decide to allow his fucking laser beams to take out Zod.
Yeah. Oh, when he's got to snap his neck.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So what's he do? He moves his laser beam eyes to.
Zod's got his eyes going to the
whatever it is. It's been a number of years since I've watched it, but when he's screaming, while he has to do it, that's one of the realest moments, I think. And I hate that I'm about to say this because I am ride or die for Marvel. It's about one of the realest moments in a comic book movie to see a hero really fight with the fact that I have to do this, even though it goes against my principles, but for the good of humanity, for the good of, whatever the alien equivalent of humanity is, I fucking have to do this. And he is in pain while he's doing it. And that was the only good thing that came out of that.
Well, we can also take it further with that one too. There was another reason why he was screaming too, was he was killing the last piece of real legacy to his world. Killing that, he could never have a conversation, like a real conversation, or really know. He killed the last piece of Krypton in him when he was doing that.
Oh, now you're getting into being seen and representation matters and shit.
A little deeper, okay.
And also another Superman thing for you too, Maine, is this. So, and I always said this: writers should do the ultimate Superman story where the reason why Krypton is on the red sun is because there was a great war and they lost, and they got exiled to a red sun. You know, because they never talk about it.
I didn't know that. Or is
they should talk because so in Krypton, they outlawed space travel for some reason. They outlawed space travel a long time ago. That's why they became this isolated planet. No one's ever talked about like, oh, well, maybe they were like, you know, isolated for a reason. Maybe they're not the great people that we think they are.
Right.
That's the comic connoisseur right there, bringing some knowledge.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm there. Hey, let's blurt it up. I feel I'm with families. Let's get going.
Nice.
So, what y'all think about the Oscars?
I'm just over here like I wish you could see me right now.
That's why I was laughing. See, we already got I already know the face that Charmaine. I already know the face that Maine. You got to beat that out.
No, Charmaine is fine.
I do. That's why I giggled. I mean, I know. And sent me something on Twitter that you kind of knew that's where it was going to go. It's like I feel there's a couple things. I feel as though they needed to give Black Panther its due just because they had to. So they picked the things that were fucking obvious. The costume, the scene, all that. You had to give that to because there was no movie that was better out there.
Can't get around that.
Now you push that to the side. Okay, we gave the black people that, right? Then we're like, all right, let's give Spike. I mean, let's give him one. You know what I'm saying? Let's give him the adapted screenplay.
Honestly,
right?
I think Spike probably even could appreciate getting a writing Oscar over. If it's between the two, I think it makes a lot of sense even to Spike. I think he could appreciate getting a writer with them.
I think that's why they thought, okay, look, if we do this for Black Panther, we do this for Black Klansman, we give it to Spike for that, then we can go with the movie that tells white people that you treat black people nicely because this white guy did, and he learned and he taught a black person black things, and it was just like that movie was just not
also
good
white people after all these fucking years and all these Jessica Tandys and all of these fucking whatever, like how have you not learned yet? We don't
driving me crazy, Miss Daisy.
Right, like we don't need these movies where one white man figures out or one white person figures out that black people are human. Like,
yes, we do. Yes, we do.
No, we have to fucking stop this shit because the more we allow them to think this, like, I mean, at this point, I'm just going to chuck all other movies and every movie is going to be a black person saving a white person and a black person going, oh, you know what? I saved you because I figured out you're human. They would lose their fucking minds.
No. So Maine, I'm going to say, so I was being very sarcastic when I said that. Oh, yeah, we have to. Because it goes like this.
I mean, yeah.
We have to have it because you know why? Because the reason why the Green Book won was it was saying, white people, don't you feel good about yourselves?
Exactly.
You know? And because you taught a black man how to eat fried chicken, you taught a black man how to be black. And by the way, you taught him without consulting his family because his family said you lied about the whole thing.
You know what I'm saying? His family has come out since before they were trying to get that book released, the novel version of it. Right. They were fighting it back then.
Your son wrote that book. Not the family. Your son wrote that book.
He's trying to make money because his father had fucked up dealings and lost all the money and then got himself dead. And so now they're trying to figure out, well, oh, you know what really sells is, white guy learns black guy's human. Fucking
right.
And I mean, okay, so now you're giving us in the late 80s, early 90s, you had to give us Driving Miss Daisy because you just have to have this old black man, an old white woman being able to become friends. And given the time periods that they grow up in, now you're giving us, now the world is aware that.
Don't forget, in the early 2000s, you had Robert De Niro and Cuba Gooding Jr. in that Navy SEALs movie. That feel-good movie too. Remember that one?
Yeah. Oh, and then you're dealing with a disabled black man, right?
See, right? See, don't forget about that one.
So now in 2019, I don't know if you heard this, but there's homosexual people in the planet, and sometimes those homosexuals are black. So I mean, now we're gonna have to teach white people that hey, sometimes there's a black homosexual that you could like stay in the same place and you won't die.
Right.
So now, and so 10 years from now, when we have the trans version of this same fucking movie,
exactly.
It's just like whatever the things, and like there's a tweet, and I retweeted it, or a GIF I retweeted, but it's they call out Green Book, and you see Chadwick Boseman look back at Michael B. Jordan, and you see the look on Chadwick's face, and you just see from the back of Michael's head, you see he lift his head up or whatever. Like we already knew, like we knew going in, like once Black Panther started racking up those first 3 Oscars, like we knew they weren't going to give us Black Panther, and they're gonna be like, what? We gave you a black movie. No, you gave us a movie made by a white dude who is on record of showing his penis to his female crews for fucking years. Mm-hmm. You showed us a movie written by a white dude whose son, who is the son of a mobster dude who needed some money, who entirely left out Don Shirley. And you know what, Mahershala, I need him to start doing better, because as talented as this motherfucker is, he keeps making these decisions to be in these movies where he has to apologize later, like, oh, I didn't realize it was fucking racist. Like, nigga, read the script. You should have known.
and then classically, you got Aragon saying racist shit too.
It's talking about Vigo.
Been racist. He's been racist.
Hey man, and then you got Liam. Don't get me started on man. Oh God.
So what do we give? What kind of ranking we give in the Grammys?
Oh, hey, well, hold on, because we got to talk about Spike too. We touched on Spike, because Spike's my
Wait,
man.
Spike's
like
purple suit,
director.
Looking like a Power Ranger out there.
My dad, Samuel L. Jackson, is 70 years old. Don't be hopping on him and breaking his back.
I know, man. Hey, dude.
Hey, that's your boy too, ain't it, mixed girl?
Huh?
That's your boy too, Samuel.
Oh my gosh, you don't understand. I am obsessed. With my he's my biological father. He don't know it, but he is.
Now you're gonna have to tell us what about that? How is he your father and he don't know?
Hey, sometimes we get trophies around. I don't know.
It was a 70s, man.
It was a 70s. Lots of crazy things happen, man.
It's funny too, because I actually worked with his daughter on a show for a couple of seasons, and I had to avoid the fuck out of her because everybody knew I was obsessed with Samuel, and I didn't know she worked on the show until well after I was well on documentation about my obsession with Samuel. And calling him my dad and shit. Then someone starts laughing. He's like, you know Zoe, right? And I'm like, I don't know her, but I booked her flight. And he's like, you know who she is, right? And then I was like, fuck, her last name is Jackson. God damn it. And so, yeah, I had to avoid her for 2 years while we worked on the show together so that she didn't know that I was crazy. Because I didn't want to meet him that way. I didn't want to be the crazy fan who, like, becomes friends with his daughter just in the off chance I might be able to meet my biological father.
So you couldn't even be friends with his daughter?
No, it's funny too, because people would tell me, like, you could be you could be her mixed sister. Like, your guys' personality is on point. You both say motherfucker like every other word. So
like, I am her sister.
You don't understand. Hey, he and I have the same initials, Charmaine Latrice Johnson, Samuel L. Jackson. We just have a couple letters off. That's all.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, no, I love this man. He can do no wrong. I mean, he could do the worst thing ever, and I'd be like,
oh, he already did. Snakes on a Plane.
Oh, motherfucker, don't listen. This man, this movie,
even being eaten by sharks, Scott. Even when he got eaten, the first off the bat being eaten.
Oh, with the Highlander, with the guy from Highlander.
Yeah.
I don't care. You know how hyped I was for Snakes on a Plane? I don't care. I don't care how trash that movie is. He took the movie because the title said Snakes on a Plane. He looked at that thing. He's like, I don't have to read it. I'm going to do that movie. Fully respect this man for this.
And I'm going to follow up with Black Snake Moaning because I like snakes. Sam, get him.
Right.
Samuel L. Jackson and Black Snake Moan is my spirit animal. That is who I am on the inside. I am an old black man with black dress shocks pulled all the way up. My hair's a must. I got big eyes staring, and you are not gonna get on my lawn.
Oh, dirty tank top. Yeah,
I was about to ask that too.
The whole thing. That is who I am in real life. I don't know who got me in this
Who you got
yellow.
chained up? Who you got chained up?
Black, no.
Who you got chained up?
You know who she got chained up, dude?
Idris.
Oh yeah.
You can put Idris in there. You can put Tessa Thompson. You can give me some.
Hey, I rocks with Tessa. I rocks with Tessa.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
I rocks with Tessa.
So, yeah.
Oh man.
That's great.
Hey, Regular Scott. Hey, you have nothing to say about the next time I go on one of my tangents. I'm just saying. Dude, man, loving all of it. Do not stop, girl. Oh man.
So what are we doing? We're rating the Oscars or some shit?
No. Hey, by the way, since you want to follow with Samuel Jackson, hey, Spike Lee can jump on him all he wants to because Spike Lee only weighs like 50 pounds, so he ain't hurting that cat, dude. He ain't hurting him.
Small.
He ain't hurting him. No, man, I love Spike Lee. Hey, Miracle at St. Anna. Oh God, it's so good. Anyway, sorry, but I love Spike.
Was it that good though, Oz?
The World War II flick? Yes.
Okay. See that one.
Hey, let me tell you something. So if Killer Mike said that it's the rule of fours
you and
to
this
make
Killer
you,
Mike, man. You been watching that Netflix thing? Is that what's going on? Is that why you've been all about Killer Mike?
Oh, son.
Marla is in Killer Mike's show.
Is she?
Yeah, she's on his second episode. We went to high school with the girl from the sex episode.
Oh no!
Yeah, she's a friend of ours. She's someone we knew in high school.
Bro, my mom babysat her, bruh.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh no!
Great. Yeah,
I haven't seen it, so is this bad?
So what?
No, that's awesome, dude. Because she is real. Okay.
Oh, she's no fucking joke. You don't understand. She's like a sex counselor, I guess, or whatever.
Sex worker, counselor, therapist.
She like helps couples of all genders and sexualities and stuff like that, like improve sex life or whatever. And Killer Mike gets on this thing like trying to teach people how to learn, basically. A trade, but people get tired of stuff. So they were teaching people how to do basic skills like fix a door, plumb, like snake out a drain, but they did it with porn. And Marla was a consultant on it. And she had to basically write a porn that also incorporated fixing something so that people could learn a skill. They took a test before they watched it. To see if they could do the skill. They didn't know shit. They watched it, took a test, and aced the test. They learned how to do these things because they watched it during
real talk. Real talk.
Nice.
Seriously, it was. And a trigger warning is brilliant, dude.
I don't think that method of teaching will make it into schools.
It's so funny though. Shit, you could just start a school for that purpose. But yeah, I meant to tell you, Blerd Vision. I meant to tell you that.
Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna have to check that.
You're gonna have to watch it.
Regular Scott, you have a good point. It may not make it into schools, but it has made it into my mind several times. Thank you very much,
dude.
Yeah. Now I'm like, anytime I gotta learn something new, I'm like, is there a porn for this? Because I can't.
I just fixed my roof, dude, and watched the best porn in my life. It's great. I'm just saying, dude.
I mean, because my headlight is out right now, so I'm gonna need to learn how to fix that, man.
You're gonna get something totally different if you start with that head part.
How to repair headlights? XXX. Let's see.
So
but trigger warning is great, and that whole episode he did about Black owned is pretty brilliant and for real.
That one will rip you apart.
It's real.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Killer Mike though. He's. I mean, I've been Dungeon Family, Outcast and all them dudes, forever. So I like Killer Mike. He's always been political, and like when he did he was on Breakfast Club. We was talking about Crip Cola and all that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, they actually have an episode about that. Crip Cola and Blood.
Was it Crip Cola and
Blood Pop?
Blood Pop, yeah. And that was brilliant too. Just seeing people like, man, look, Coca-Cola used to have cocaine in it, and people having issues like, I don't know about this Coca-Cola. I'm like,
technically, I'm about to do a white man mansplaining. Well, actually, they came off the same plant, but it wasn't in fact cocaine that was used in the original Coca-Cola formula.
Now, but I heard people used to get high off of Coca-Cola until they changed it, though.
Right. So what it was like it was created as a medicine, because a prohibition or something like that. So they were trying to work around it to give somebody something that'll still give them a boost, but not be considered alcohol. So they started using uppers, things that were known as uppers, but were like considered illegal, and just put the process through this sort of Coca-Cola thing. It failed as what was it? Oh no, it's tried to be a drink. It failed as a drink. So then he called it medicine, and then people started buying it. And then after the whole medicine thing ran its course, they're like, let's put a little bit more bubbly water in it and turn it into a soda. And so like it ran a whole thing. But it was made off of the same plant family. It just wasn't the actual cocaine.
Yeah, and kids at home, do not snort Coca-Cola because it doesn't taste good. It doesn't taste good. So dumb. Okay, thank you.
Hey, it might have happened.
Please, Tide Pods. Give me a break.
Tide Pods.
Yeah.
White people be whiting sometimes.
White people be whiting.
True.
It just be crazy, man. So are we going to talk about?
Well, actually, before you, I don't even know what you were going to say, but before you say it, what about Captain?
I don't know what you're about to say, but before you say it, don't say it.
Let's talk about Captain Marvel. Is anyone excited about Captain Marvel, or is it just another movie?
I'm gonna watch it.
I'm excited for it.
I'm excited.
I haven't read any Captain Marvel books, although I started to read one today. It didn't grab me in the first page, so I'm gonna have to push through. I'm excited about it because I fucking hated Wonder Woman.
Well, hey, so
I'm not a fan of Wonder Woman either, so I'm in the same boat.
See, well, I guess the intervention's on me.
No, hold on, Blerd. What'd you think of Wonder Woman?
He's got daughters though, so he has to.
Yeah, no. I liked it, but then when it was like Ron Weasley's dad was the bad guy, I just kind of fell off. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
So maybe this is an intervention for you.
It was great. It was great. It was great up until like the last quarter of the
act.
movie.
The whole last act is terrible.
The only thing that I was really down for was the no man's land. Like that was the scene that was there to empower girls, right? It's like no man can cross this area without dying, and she's like, "I ain't a man," and she fucking crosses it. Like that was amazing. Like if the whole movie had that as essence, I would have been down for it. But
and the
towards
boat
the end,
scene. The boat scene with Chris Pine was real good too.
The boat scene
where she's like talking about like sleeping together, and he thinks that she's talking about having sex, but they're just talking about like actual like sleeping together.
Yeah, I guess that kind of faded from my
It was a good little banter.
I didn't like that they turned her into a bit of a damsel towards the end, and that like she didn't have to hook up with him. Like she could have just been a full ass female with a hero without a love interest. Like, and I mean, I'm on record about this. Blerd Vision knows. Even his daughter is like, every time she sees love in a movie, she's like, "Oh, Charmaine would hate this."
Yes.
So it's like not a place for it. Like I don't need a love scene in the middle of my superhero shit. Like there's certain love stories within comics that I'm really down for and stuff, but like I don't want it in the middle of my movie when some shit is going down. Like, can we put this to the side while we try to save the world real fast? Thanks.
Right.
You know.
Do the passion after you save the world.
Right. Like, I mean, like if Chris Pine's character didn't die in that movie, which it seems like they're bringing him back for 84 or whatever. But if he didn't die in that movie and then she defeats Ares and at the end, you know, like she rescues him from the fucking plane and they kiss there. All right, fine. We're at the end of the drama. We can calm down and be in love. Fine if you need it that desperately. But yeah, like I didn't need it the night before a big battle. Like it's just, it takes me out. Also,
go ahead.
Well, Wonder Woman as a character bothers me. And here's the thing. I'm a polyamorous bisexual woman. I should love Wonder Woman because of her origin. The man who created her was in a polyamorous relationship with two women. He made, well, I guess this is problematic. He made Wonder Woman based off of like, if I combine these two perfect women together, it should be even more perfect. this is what she would be. So I guess, like I would be, oh, please don't even get me started.
Because I'm twice the man.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. And I want, like, plus she's a brunette, and I was a brunette, like at least that kind of stuff. I should like her. But a lasso of truth, whose job it is to make men tell the truth. Get the fuck out of here. Like, there's so many things about her that are so weak. And then you're trying to make her this OP character. It's like the character that was designed to be designed from people with a 1950s mentality. I don't know how you modernize Wonder Woman.
See, how you feel about Wonder Woman is kind of how I feel about Captain Marvel. I feel like she's way overpowered.
Well, see,
way overpowered.
But hold on,
based on the comics, though.
Right.
Well, hold on. Everybody has lost their mind. I shouldn't stereotype, but what the hell? Everybody's lost their mind by saying that she's like Captain Marvel is way overpowered just because there was some weird article that one of the writers said that I'm going to make Captain Marvel
Kevin Feige, not just the writer, Kevin Feige.
I think a lot of stuff has been overblown.
Dude, in the comics, she moved the planet with her bare hands.
She is the most overpowered person in the Marvel universe, as far as I understand.
But so she, Carol Danvers has been through a bunch of transitions. Right. If people are going to say and have a fit over her being the most powerful person in the Marvel universe right now, well, maybe people should be like, oh crap, you got your power from the Kree aliens. Oh crap. You were a herald of Galactus too. You might be kind of powerful.
I don't have a problem with her being the most powerful, but she can. Like, there's nothing she can't do. Like that becomes like boring. If there's nothing she can't do,
that's your Superman,
right? Yeah, that's my Superman. That's my.
So I am concerned about that idea about whether or not she's too OP to make it interesting. I hope that whatever. In the cinematic universe, because obviously we know that they do change the characters up enough that we don't necessarily know what all of their weaknesses are or whatever. Hopefully they give her something so that her and Thanos, when they have their showdown, it's a good enough and believable showdown. Ultimately, this is America. Everything ends with a happy ending. So ultimately she's going to persevere and we get this. But I
want her to struggle.
I want her to struggle too.
Yeah.
What's going on with Iron Man right now? He's stuck on Titan or in the ship, presumably, and he's probably not going to make it, but he's still at it. He's still trying, to get there. Like, that is a struggle that endears Iron Man to you, to the degree where you're just like, oh, please, just, even if you die at the end, just get home so that you can finish, something, whatever. That's a struggle that I really like. I don't know what they're going to do with Carol, so I'm not going to.
Don't you think that, though, that's how they're probably going to introduce her? By, her getting Iron Man?
I don't think so.
I don't think she's going to grab Iron Man.
I don't either.
What I think is happening there, and and maybe we can have off-topic or offline conversations about it too. But what I think is happening there is I'm presuming that Iron Man is in the ship with Nebula,
right.
And that because Nebula is, well, at least cinematic universe version of Nebula is she's somehow sentient and or human or whatever her alien
cyborg,
stuff like that. She's tied in that she'll find a way to get a beacon out to either Nidavellir in some way, shape, or form, or somebody's traveling out there somewhere, and it's gonna ping somebody, and whether that's Thor because now that Thor can summon the Bifrost or whatever, something like that, I think is going to be, or it's going to be Nebula tying into somebody, beep, 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 and they come and scoop them up. I think that's more than likely what's going to happen to get them back home.
And my thing is, at the end when your dad says, "Hey," and he hits her on the hip on her beeper, right? How?
I just realized what you said.
My dad took care of it.
I just realized what you said.
My dad always has a plan.
Dad hit you on
does she just out there somewhere doing some shit and she's just chilling and all of a sudden she's like, oh shit, I haven't been to that world in 30.
I feel like
Blerd Vision. She's out there, this traveling past Jupiter, and she's like, "Oh, who the fuck is paging me?"
Yeah,
oh,
I love that it's a pager. I mean, this.
What kind of pager does she have
like,
though that works in space?
Given the time period that I am from, that just like, thank you for
have that actual pager.
You know,
oh, she's like, this dude again. Oh man, I thought it was a one night stand. Well, he called me again. Damn.
Because the trailer, and I know the trailer is always misleading, but there's a shot in the trailer where she looks like she's kind of asleep, but encased in a glow of some sort, like she's Bruce Lee or some shit. And then, see, I don't know enough about her to know like if that's a thing of hers. So I'm like, is she just sleeping in like a glow bubble? And then she gets that page, and she's like, eye open, I guess I better get to Earth. Like, I don't know what the thing is with her.
Well, they think she's a Super Saiyan, so they don't know what to do with her either.
Haters. Man, then you have to. Are you going to start giving her a Machine Gun Kelly Captain Marvel?
No, I'm gonna go see the movie. Like, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm just not a fan of her in the comics. Like, nobody should be moving planets with their bare hands.
Well, she's very interesting, man. She's been through. If there's been one character, people are like Jessica Jones. Oh Lord, Purple Man. But now this girl, dude, she's been through some hell. Like, was an Air Force pilot.
Yeah.
Then the Kree took her, but then, hey, man, people sleep and forget, man. Rogue took her powers.
Yeah.
Look, took her powers and threw her over a bridge.
If you want to reintroduce the X-Men, that's how you introduce Rogue, is have her come and sap Captain Marvel's powers.
You just want Captain Marvel to get depowered, dude. Just say it, dude.
Just one movie.
See, but I'm down for that. Like, I want all of my heroes to be at the lowest possible. Like, I'm mixed with Japanese. I need the good guy to die after he sees his woman raped, his family slaughtered, the bad guy smiling at his ass, and he's like, the last thing you're going to know is I won. Shink. Like, that is how Japanese shit happens. Like, and so I'm down for it. Like, I want my heroes to be at the lowest form of low that they can get.
Like Polar. Like Polar, right?
See, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I heard you talking about this before. I don't know what that is.
Man,
I don't either, but they've been trying to get me to watch it.
Because you're a hater. You're a hater, regular Scott. That's right. Blerd Vision, Maine. I don't know if you have, but please get yourself on Netflix and go see Polar. It is some knockdown. If you like some John Wick stuff, it is on some revenge. And Maine, you get your revenge in just the way you like it too.
I'm all about vengeance.
Okay. Now, hey, now for Maine, I got a question for you though.
Yeah.
So you always say X-Men. So did you like back in the day the whole Storm and Forge story arc? Were you ever into that? Yeah, were you ever into that?
So my book reading has been kind of intermittent. So when I came into reading books, the very first book, or at least the first book that stuck, was Days of Future Past.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
And then the show came through. So like I was reading books when I was a kid, but like I said, the one that stuck out in my mind the most was Days of Future Past. And then I didn't pick up another X-Men book until gosh, now I can't even think of what I have. It's in my Marvel Unlimited somewhere. But I missed that one.
Did you ever see the there was also another arc. Did you ever see that when they were all in Japan?
I have seen some of the Wolverine in Japan stuff.
Oh, their X-Men are all in Japan and they all get sick, and Storm, that's when Storm gets a mohawk and she cuts loose, dude. It's cool. She gets she gets rough. I think you'd probably like that arc too, man.
My biggest thing, and this is something I kind of realized when we were recording our last episode, is that as much as at Blerd Vision I talk about comics, he and I both kind of like stopped reading them for a period of time. We just talked about the same comics we had always read. And then the movies came on and, whatever, you kind of pick one up here and there and stuff like that. But so I'm trying to get back into reading them more often. And the things that I didn't sleep on is like, I always stayed up with Black Panther throughout my early childhood. And I like the Gambit and Rogue sections, things like that. And I'm trying to read things that I've never read before. Like I had never read anything about Spider-Man. So I'm trying to read some Spider-Man. and Venom and things like that. So I definitely, it's so weird to have like a comic book show when I like slept on comics for so long. But like I'm hella nostalgic. Like I'm a person that'll just stick in the things that I am familiar with. So this is why, like, you guys talk about MGK. Shit, I had to Google that stuff while you were talking about it. I don't know who that fool is. Like, I listen to Run DMC and shit. Like,
I'm old and crusty, and I guess I try and stay relevant. I ran across that cat and that
Bird
cat
Box.
666 whatever, dude. I'm just like, oh, interesting. These people are interesting. And then Bird Box came out, and I was like, ooh, that's terrible. You know?
Yeah, I don't know a lot of, like, there's a lot of stuff of like the modern stuff that I don't really know. Like, I could tell you about Kendrick. But yeah, like all my stuff is what's now considered old school, and so I get kind of locked into those eras. So a lot of times if I'm picking up a book, I'm picking up a book from around the time when I was reading books when I was younger and shit like that.
De La Soul's my shit. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, I've seen them like 4 times. They're my favorite.
No J. Cole?
I mean, no, I know J. Cole too, and I like him. So, okay, so a lot of the guys that are sort of reminiscent of the hip hop that I grew up with. So, you know, like I stay on Talib and I guess Yasin Bey now, you know, Mos Def, J. Cole, Kendrick. Like that is because they're so much similar to the sort of conscious rap that I grew up with.
Absolutely.
But then, you know, we all have our problematic faves. I'm from Long Beach. I know I shouldn't, but I am a NWA girl and a half. Like you and DJ Quick. Like,
why shouldn't
I know
you?
as a woman, I shouldn't be down for this shit. But god damn it, that is my shit. So, you know,
misogyny.
When I'm backing up on my part, like I'm leaving work the other day and I'm blasting DJ Quick, and like the Mexican dudes that are working in the warehouse see me and they're like, "That's you," and you know, it's like, "Hey, nothing like black pussy on my," and I'm just excited because that's my shit. That's where I came from. But like, I know I probably shouldn't be hyping this. I just can't help it. It's from where I'm from.
In the car, like, bitches ain't shit, but you should actually treat them very well and pay them the same amount as
some bitches ain't shit, or just like just put a little carrot in there, like some bitches ain't shit, but hold on, trick. You know, yeah, I know.
Blerd Vision, where you stand on the music side?
See,
E40.
I've stayed more to the Bay, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta go with the E40s and all that. But I'm not a J. Cole fan.
Okay.
I don't know if I think I missed the bus on him, so then I didn't want to get on it. And then when I kind of did, it was like I like to be hype, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm hyphy, you know what I'm saying? And J. Cole, and sometimes I'll hear a song and I'm like, all right, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm like more like, I don't know. I never really connected with that shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I stay with the Bay. I do like Drake and all them. Not the new. I like Drake. I'm gonna tell you right now. I like Drake.
Listen,
Drake get a bad rap, but Drake holds it down, man.
Hey, shout out to the Degrassi High, man. Come on now.
Wheelchair Jimmy. Hey, no, Drake holds it down, man. Drake holds it down.
He stresses me out. As a mixed person, I'm like, stop telling people you're mixed. You're going to make us look bad.
Who, Drake?
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking up.
But he's Canadian, though, so it's okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, Drake, you talking about?
He's Canadian, though, so it's okay.
Dude. Hey man, the Canadians are apparently the smarter Americans, man. We shout out next in line we the Mexicans, like North Americans. We got some problems, man. We got
we're
United States, dude. We got some issues, man.
Now, they got some issues too.
Hey. What Drake are you talking about? The Houston Drake, Jamaican Drake?
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm talking first album Drake is the first couple album Drakes. Those are the ones I'm with.
Okay. He's notable. That's all.
All I know is that dude's fucking texting a 13-year-old about boys and shit. We need to keep an eye on that motherfucker.
Well, hold on. What did he do?
He was caught texting, and then he also seen kissing on a girl too at a concert. Kind of suspect too, man. He got a little wiener in him, dude.
The girl Bobby Brown, whatever her name, Millie Bobby Brown, the girl from Stranger Things. She's like 13. whatever, right?
Yep.
She meets Drake at some behind the scenes thing or whatever, and so they exchange numbers and they're starting to text, and she innocently, the way a 13-year-old girl would do, is like on Stephen Colbert or something, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm BFFs with Drake and we text about boys and stuff, and basically like he's giving her advice on what to do with boys.
Yeah.
That's
but why can't he be like her older brother? Like, I mean, I get that, and I would, if there was, you know, with Beans, that's my daughter Beans, if she was texting with some dude that was that old, oh, for sure he's getting his ass beat. But I'm just saying, like,
no question.
Well,
why
they don't know
can't-
each other. They met.
Right.
This thing.
That's the thing. It's the familiarity of
But
it.
Blerd Vision, there's also this little weird factor too, man. So celebrity is a crazy little beast too, and I think celebrity is nothing but high school cafeteria.
Right.
And so with that line, you know, he should know better, dude.
He should
know better. You know,
especially in light of what just happened. You know,
yeah, dude. I mean, we got to be, and I'm gonna say this, and I hate saying this. Not really, because I kind of enjoy saying it. But we got to be on watch, man, especially since Trump is in office. We got to be on watch. And Jussie, what the fuck, dude? You know, we can't be having that kind of craziness, man.
But see, there's something weird going on with Jussie that I think it's a mix between he fucked up, the cops are fucking up. There's a whole lot of weird stuff going on.
because some new shit came out and said that they showed the check, and the check said for the workout plan,
right?
For a
music video.
But how this come out now? But this didn't come out when they first found the checks.
What's weird about it too is that they had delivered all the text messages between the brothers and Jussie and the check and stuff like that. They delivered all of that to the Chicago PD a couple weeks back. But they wait to release it to the public until after they have him come in. You know, like basically people are freaking out and they're like, oh, he's admitted guilt by turning himself in. No, he's a person who found out he has a warrant out for himself.
Right.
And he's like,
he turned himself in for that.
He's turned himself in. He has not admitted guilt to this yet. So, you know, obviously we need to wait to see what he's going to say about that. But how did he cooperate with the police, turn all this stuff in, but they wait to tell us that he had been cooperating the whole time until after they arrest him and after they make him postpone.
Up, man.
So I'm not trying to say that Jussie didn't lie. I don't know. Like this is one of the few cases where I'm not ready to jump to judgment, because at first I'm less like, please don't be a fuck up. Please don't be a fuck up. And then it was like the stuff with that cop Johnson.
He was just man. He came out like Comey trying to preach to people. But I will give you this. To me, the reason why he came out preaching to everybody, because he was so happy. He was like Republicans here in Virginia. They're so happy for once that they're not in trouble. That's why they're so
right.
They're self-righteous about it. They're self-righteous about it. And this cat too. I want to hear what the whole story is.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say it, and I think I told Regular Scott this. Man, if two white dudes are going to kick your ass at 2:00 in the morning, they are not going to say this is Magna Country. They're going to be like, well, fuck you up, nigger. That's what they're going to say.
They wouldn't have said that. Yeah.
There are some definitely weird things. Here's the other thing, and this is like me just desperately trying to figure out what could have possibly been the scenario, the fake scenario that they chalked up, is that. So do y'all remember, it's about 5 or 6 years old now, but the comedian Godfrey, he had a white woman workout spoof video where the white women will hire him and he'd just jump out and be like a big old black dude just jumping out and scaring them. And that's how they got in shape. I was thinking about that, like, that's a joke piece, but I was thinking about what if this is part of their fucking training and they fucked up and got arrested? You know, like MAGA hats and masks and bleach and shit like that, and they're just like, this is part of the training, we're gonna scare you and you gotta fight back, but it just went south, you know. Like,
or what if those two cats were just innocent, you know, they're just innocent and homeboy set them up, you know?
The other part is too, even the cops, we're talking about Nigerian immigrants who are getting arrested. They could be coerced into saying anything. So like, this is so messy that there's not enough to say the cops totally fucked up. There's not enough to say Jussie fucked up. There's not enough to say the Nigerians fucked up. Like, everybody looks like they did something.
This is gonna be one of those stories.
I'm nervous though because I saw they said they got Bleach, the magazine.
This is gonna be one of those. This is gonna be one of those stories where we never get the actual real story.
Right.
No, we will
never get it.
Oh, we will.
Maybe in a Lifetime movie.
No, give it a little more time. You got to let the dust settle for a little.
You think we're going to
get
get the real story? Or you think you're going to give the story that they want us to hear?
They're going to accept, yeah.
You know what I mean?
When you because he hired some high powered lawyers, of course, and so they the good ones, and the cops have their thing. I think you got to wait for the dust to settle, and you'll get the story. It'll come out.
But my thing is that how the fuck is the Chicago PD gonna act like they are some beacon of fucking, you know what I mean? Like that's what kind of got me back on. Like at first I was like, oh shit, hopefully it's not something bad like Maine was, and then I was like, damn, Jussie, why you fucked up? And then I was like, wait, this is the Chicago PD. Didn't they just kill some motherfucker? And then afterwards have to, he had the video and all of a sudden you know what I mean? Like, come on, son.
They've been asleep on R. Kelly for 25, 30 years.
Dude,
that part.
On purpose, too. And so just to bring it back home to Virginia again, so with our blackface governor that we had, people were all up screaming and crazy about that cat, but no one said anything about the people that put the picture in the yearbook either.
You know what I'm saying? Like, can we talk about how there was 8 pictures of blackface in a medical school yearbook? What the fuck even is a medical school yearbook?
I have not even seen one. I have not even seen one interview. One interview with the. I want to talk to the editorial staff who said that, and the dean who said,
there you go, Oz. That's who you go get. What dean approved that?
Yeah, man, dude. Let me tell you something, dude. There was this cat. I won't give his name, but he was a hero of mine. I graduated from Prince George High School. So.
Prince George High School. There's a bunch of stories out of there.
Oh, there's like 2. There's just 2. So one of the stories is
they're big, but those 2 of them.
Yeah, they're major, but they're just 2. But I'm so like, look, one story is this. So the yearbook staff printed a picture of this cat who gave them the middle finger. And so the photographer took the picture, they printed it, they suspended the cat for giving the middle finger. They didn't give the photographer any fucking trouble at all. Or the yearbook staff. So I'm just saying, dude, it's crazy.
There's culpability throughout every level.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I did this shit, and then I was like, all right, look at this layout. This is amazing. All right, so let me go to the editor. Let me go to the fucking people that we're sending it to that's going to print it out. But I would, somebody had to be like, it's still 1980. Why are we, why are we doing that? You know what I mean?
Right, dude, right. Yeah, man. Hey, look, Blerd Vision, someone said, well, it was a different time back then. I was like, it was fucking 84.
Right. 84 is we were young, but that shit is not blackface. My whole thing with blackface is, why does that have to be the one thing that's super accurate, right? So you could go as, let's just say somebody wants to go as Tiger Woods, right? If they go to a party as Tiger Woods, you could wear the Nike hat, the Nike shirt, put it in red, you know what I'm saying, wear Nike shoes, have a golf glove. Anybody looks at you, they're going to say, oh, you must be Tiger Woods or a professional golfer.
Right.
You don't have to do the skin to be the most accurate Tiger Woods ever.
So Blerd Vision, do you know why that happens? It's because, fuck it, I want to have a taste of what it feels like to be black.
Damn, son.
I mean, that's what I think it is too. That's exactly what I think.
Let me tell you, here in our merry old, the ex-capital of the Confederacy, Richmond, Virginia, about 2 years ago, we had this awesome story, man. There's this cat. He's in the music scene and everything. I ain't gonna give no names out. I'll be cool about it. But
stop being so nice. Stop being so nice.
Because
I love how often he tells us he's not going to give a name.
Yeah, I know. He always holding back, man.
I'm trying to be cool, man. So because
it's past them fists, man.
it still pisses me off. So here's a quick story, man. So like this cat, like a couple years ago, maybe 3 years ago, right? So he dresses up like a fucking pickaninny. And and a pickaninny is blackface wearing a little clown outfit, right? And he purposely dressed up like that. And he's a bartender, right? So he's bartending. People they're like, what the fuck are you dressed up as? He's like, I don't give a fuck. I do my own thing. And he's like going, and he's white, by the way. He's like, I do my own thing. And so it gets on Facebook, it gets on the gram, and he faces consequences for it. And the bar faces consequences for it. The bar closes down because they try to defend him. This biscuit place, for some reason, defended him. That place shut down for a hot second.
How you know a biscuit place out of all places defended him?
Oh, dude,
how you know it was a biscuit place? How you know they just ain't make bread?
Hey, Scott, regular Scott. I used to love their biscuits. Until I was like, you got fucking fucked up biscuits now, buddy. So I won't have your fucked up biscuits. I protest. No, so look, so this cat, he went through the whole circuit. He denied it at first, and then he was like, I was with my wife, and we were with our friends. And she just started putting on makeup and just kept putting it on and on and on. And lo and behold, it was like this. I was like, you're lying. You're lying, son. And
that's not some shit you just gradually go from nice makeup to further on. No.
Blurred vision, like covering your whole face up and everything. And so then he gets caught up in it. And he has to admit that, oh, yeah, I fucked up and shit like that, dude. I'm just like, it's just like, why? Where are your gatekeepers to say you shouldn't be doing that shit?
Yes, exactly. How have you missed all of the other stories of blackface that have worked against you?
Dude,
or worked against the people?
Ted Danson did it. It wasn't good for his fucking career. When do you not understand? That's not cool.
That's true, because for a period of time he was untouchable, and now he's likable again and everything like that. But it went south for him for a while. But we have short memories.
I think he's now in a good place.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Blur vision. He's allowed back. He's allowed back at the picnic table. You know. Yeah, right. Bullshit, dude.
Hey, listen, my husband and I just started rewatching Cheers because we're trying to just the nostalgia of it or whatever. We got in the last couple of months we've gotten to the end of season 5, which is when Diane is gone. Oh. Can I tell you how fucking problematic and oh my gosh, I cannot believe that we celebrate this show as some kind of beacon of like true passionate romance and shit like this. This show is garbage.
Dude, it was alcoholics and dysfunctional relationships.
I'm talking about Sam smacks the shit out of her. She slaps him back. They go back and forth slapping at each other, and that's how they break up the first time.
What?
Yes. And then the way they
he beats her to tell her he's leaving her.
Yeah, is that what I just heard? Anymore. And so he slaps her, she slaps him, he slaps her, and like it's comedy somehow, but it was crazy. Then they break up. She goes into a mental institution. Then she comes back because he becomes an alcoholic, so she has to go save him. And then they get back together, kind of. They break up again. She goes into a nunnery.
Oh God.
And then
that's when it's funny.
Then she comes
I
back,
totally blocked all this out of my head.
And she stalks him for seasons, my nigga. She stalks him for seasons while he's like, I'm not into you anymore. I'm not into you. And then she tricks him into proposing to her. And then they're about to get married. And on her last episode, in the middle of her wedding with Sam, she gets a phone call that she's got a book deal. So Sam goes, we can't get married. So you got to go write this book and have a nice life. And she's like, no, I'll be back in 6 months when I finish the book. And he's like, have a nice life. And that's how they end it, because no married couple could possibly stay together if the woman is writing a book.
Wow.
And this is a love story.
This is the love story that to this 2019 day is still permeating our pop culture as one of the great love stories.
Sometimes you got to go. You know? I'm just saying.
Wow, man. Wow.
You know?
It is garbage. I'm so hurt that I didn't know it was garbage.
Right.
And,
you make me want to
celebrate our diversity.
You make me actually want to go back and watch like Moonlighting and shit like that. You know what I mean?
I'm afraid.
Because those are probably super garbage.
Yeah. Super problematic. Yeah. Oh, there is one black person that pops up on occasion and cheers.
Oh Lord.
He just one time he has a line and other times it's just the whole crowd of people and he's just like nodding his head. But it's the same black dude and he's on to like 3 episodes. So.
He's like fuck it, I got paid for like 4 seasons. It's great.
Hey, as long as he gets a line, he can get a residual check. So
he's like, shit, man, living in Boston, they let me into this all white bar. You better, man, hell yeah.
Shit, I'm gonna take my beer.
Shit, yeah. Hey Norm, what's up, Norm? How you doing, Norm?
It was such a shock.
I bet they couldn't pronounce his name though. That's like for him. It was like, you go to a bar where no one can pronounce your name. You know.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, buy a drink for Mustafa. My name is Mike. I told you it's Mike.
All right, man. I'm gonna tell you what. We could go on and do this for hours. I can already tell. But I don't want to keep y'all too long. So let's get to our final blow. And as the guest, I will allow Blerd Vision and Mixed Girl Maine to give the first final blows. So the floor is yours.
You gotta give us context.
Oh, you're right. I'm tripping. So,
hey, dude, hey, final blow, man. Can we have like at least another 10 more minutes before we get to the final blow, so you can set them up for a final blow?
Yeah, let's do that.
There's 10 more minutes of good stuff.
Edit that in post.
No. Hey, bump that. We keeping that.
Okay. Hey, this regular Scott, man. We've been fellowshipping here, having a good time.
Hey, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut the music too early. I'll turn it back on. The party can still go on.
I know, man. You turn the lights on and everything, dude. I'm just saying, bro. You know, dude. See, here's the intervention. You got a problem with hanging out with a bunch of 40-year-olds, huh? You can't deal with it, can you?
Come on, man. That's not it.
What age group are we talking here?
I'm 15. No, let me stop.
Not mental age group.
No, let me stop. No, I'm 30.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, so I'm right there.
You know some of the things that we experienced.
Except that Cheers. I didn't experience Cheers.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Obviously, she showed you shouldn't have anyway.
Yeah, and you saved me some time too.
Hey, regular Scott's show was the OC, so he'll know about that.
Oh goodness!
Come on, man, no, it was not.
That's how we do it in the OC, bitch. Yeah, I love that part.
Okay, can I ask a question? Is Hawkeye the white dude from the OC?
Is what?
Hawkeye.
No. He's the guy from the OC is on Gotham.
Gotham dude is the dude from
Gotham
OC,
is OC. Okay,
yeah,
I just needed to time it. I couldn't figure out the range of time, but I was a full ass adult when the OC was on. Okay, all right.
Yeah. And he was Batman he voiced Batman on Batman Year One, the animated movie.
Oh, okay.
Are you serious? Whoa.
Yeah, he was Batman in that movie.
That's deep. Okay.
So he's been all about some Batman and some Gotham City.
Hey, dude. Hey, once they get a taste of the comics, dude, it affects their lives, man. It's good.
Right.
Hey, so Blerd Podcast. Let me ask you a question. Have y'all ever seen a show called This Is Us?
Yes.
Okay.
I have not.
All right. So Blerd
not
Vision.
as mushy.
I'm mushy. Blerd Vision. What do you think about This Is Us?
Say that over again.
What do you think about This Is Us?
I like it. For one thing, they're Pittsburgh Steelers fans, so that's cool. Another thing, I'm a black dude raised by a white mom, so that was another thing.
I love
it. No, I like it because I don't know. It's sentimental. I kind of wish my dad was like Jack. Obviously, we don't all get the Jack dad, but we get the dad we get. You feel me? And so maybe that's the type of dude I want to be for my kids. And so they kind of, that's the thing.
Blerd Vision, that was great. Now, so I have this sneaking suspicion that I am Maine and Scott is Blerd Vision.
The reason why Blerd Vision and I work so well together, so just a little snapshot of our life. We've known each other since 4th grade. I grew up inside his house. His mom used to watch me and my brother. So I took a punch from Blurred Vision when we were in 4th grade.
Oh my God.
It was an accident. He was excited. He was celebrating. I walked into it.
We took a knee. You took a punch. It's the same thing. It's fine.
But like we flipped because when we were kids, he was a harder dude, I think, than I was, and then now he's like this sweet dad he's gigantic. He's big dude and stuff like that, but he's like the sweet dad type, and he cares about stuff. He's a Disney dude, and I'm over here like, I hate everything. Everything sucks.
He cares about stuff.
Right. Yeah, and Blerd Vision, he cares about stuff.
So like we work well because
he has a heart and shit.
He's the sugar.
Pumping and shit like that, dude.
He's nice to people. He says thank you.
His heart ain't cold and shit,
I'm just up in my lair stroking my my cat, like with a glove on my hand and shit. Is
it a white cat? Is it a white cat?
Well, no, I only have black cats, so
it's a black cat. But regular Scott, she's stroking it, contemplating how to take over the world. It's fine.
So he's the sugar, I'm the spice, and that's why we work well on our show together.
On some Inspector Gadget, damn man. Okay,
so, I was gonna say she has a claw. You know what I mean? She got
Yep.
Well, me and Oz, we've known each other a long time
let
too.
Him know. Just let him know.
We've known each other a long time too. He actually introduced me to comics when I was a little kid.
Oh, guru.
Like long time, regular Scott. How long have I known you?
You've known me for 30 years. He's my uncle.
Oh, nice.
That's
so
why he's Uncle Oz.
His uncle. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's why he's Uncle Oz. But yeah, he introduced me to comics. He used to take me to go see. I think the first comic book movie we saw was Batman and Robin.
Okay,
and I thought that was the greatest movie in the world because I was
dude, let me tell you something, dude. He's obsessed with Robin.
I'm not obsessed with Robin, man.
You are, dude. It's Dick Grayson.
He's not alone. There's a lot of dudes that are out there, repping for Robin. So,
dude, Dick Grayson, he's obsessed with Dick.
Come on, see, you just love doing that one joke. He's got that one joke that he loves to do.
He got an old man joke.
Yeah, and he loves it.
I'm an old man. I'm a
dad.
He loves it. That's all I got, dude. I got dad. That's all I got.
And he loves it. I'm even naming my son after Dick Grayson, not the Dick part, just the Grayson.
Thank goodness, because
I like that.
Can we talk about who the fuck thought up Dick as the nickname for Richard? But
No, you're absolutely right. Like, who did think of that?
It's true. It's true.
There's no. You know what? Instead of RICH, let's put DICK. There it is. Boom.
Oh no! I know cats who are Richards who go by Rich for sure. Though it's not Dick, it's Rich.
Right.
Yeah, what's wrong with Rich?
But listen, if you're a white man with money, I worked for a very big computer organization for a really long time, and we had a VP whose name was Dick Hunter.
Oh,
you need to go by Richard.
Oh no! You can't.
No! You need to go by
no! You need to talk to the parents. Why would you set your kid up like that? That's a setup.
First off, but that's still an awesome name, Dick Hunter.
Hey, there were so many
Blerd Vision.
names.
That's what I'm saying.
I worked with a pair of twins who were named Smokey and Rocky Mountain.
Come on, stop
Those
it.
parents
Stop
knew what they were doing.
Stop it.
They knew what they were doing.
And you know what they were eating? Rocky Mountain chocolate.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, there is a cafe in Carytown named it's called Extra Cafe, and her name is Extra More, and that's not a lie.
Don't nobody know where Carytown is.
That's sexy.
Oz.
Yeah, her name is definitely Extra More. Okay.
I like names like that though. So if I was gonna have a son, I was gonna name him Titus.
Oh,
but
okay.
I mean, and nobody was like, okay, Titus is. But I was gonna make his middle name Fuck. Because his name would be Titus Fuck. You know what I mean?
You could have only got away with that shit though.
Yeah.
If
So
you married a South Asian.
I was gonna spell it that way. I was gonna.
Snap.
Jesus.
That's great.
How do I not know that? That's hilarious.
That is great.
Blerd Vision, why you have to tell me that now? I got to steal that for the East Coast now, man. Oh man.
Oh snap!
That's the best thing.
That's great. That's
Hey, so regular Scott,
What's
can you
up?
please educate our folks on what the final blow is. Because again, the way
we're gonna go down a rabbit hole.
I know. See, the way you said it, it sounded kind of violent. But I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, listen. All we've been talking about, you've been ready to pass the hands and stuff. So I thought it was time. I mean, listen. If you look at what we got on this podcast on paper, we got Blerd Vision and Mixed Girl Maine versus Uncle Oz and Regular Scott. It sounds like a WWE tag team match or something.
Hey, yes, I'm all about that versus.
She does love versus.
Now we do have one person with a lot of heart, and then we have one person who apparently says she has a very cold heart. But that's fine.
Right.
That's okay.
Little things will set me off though. Like if I see like a homeless dude sitting next to a homeless dog, I'll be like, "Oh, that poor dog," and I'll feel a lot of feelings for that dog.
But when you see the homeless guy by himself, you're like,
I will look right past the person.
No, and Maine is going the whole time going, now why that human got to set that dog up like that? That's it. That's just cruel. That's just cruel.
I don't even see the human. I'm just like, hey puppy, you need some help? I don't know.
Right. He ain't even there. His dog.
All right, so the final blow is pretty much your closing statement, what you want to wrap it up with, what you want to leave the audience with. You can plug anything you want to plug again, and just
anything you want.
But before you do that, let me ask you this. I would like for you to rank your experience here on the show.
And it can't be 32 because I keep seeing 32.
Do we got to use the Iris West?
Oh, you already know. You already know. Now, listen, if you need another half, you can add a motorcycle.
Okay, now context for that, because I've heard you say this too, and I don't know what the fuck that means.
It's Guardian. It's Guardian on a motorcycle.
Guardian rides this motorcycle for some reason because he thinks he's cool, and he's not. It's really bad. Like it's. I know it's like, what's the big deal with a motorcycle? Well, the Guardian's the big deal on the motorcycle, and it's not a good deal.
And so if it's really booty, it's Guardian, it's Jar Jar Binks on a motorcycle with Mira's hair.
Right, I can see that.
That's just terrible. It's just like terrible. No redemption. It's no coming back, okay?
So here's my problem with y'all's rating scale, is that I'm familiar with Jar Jar Binks and Jimmy Olsen in general, not specific to how you've described him. So,
and they had to make him a brother. He's terrible, and he's a brother.
Oh God, man!
They got a black Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah,
is that Makai? What's his name?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Makad. Is it Makad Brooks?
I think that's it. I think that's it.
Man, for no reason.
He's garbage too.
Reason.
How are you going to give us Jimmy? There's so many other people you could flip to black for us.
Oh, well, maybe let me help you out with something else. And on Supergirl, they did the classic storyline. They introduce her to Jimmy Olsen, and they're like, "Oh," she's like, "Ooh, who's this guy? He's intriguing." And they flirt for a season, and then they introduce another white dude, and she's like, "Oh, I forgot about you. I'm hanging out with this white dude right now. Thanks a lot."
Damn.
It's classic. It's such class. I was like, okay, that's cool.
And look, I could be wrong, but I think he's hooking up with Lex Luthor's sister right now.
Oh, Lord.
I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going on in the show right now.
Damn, son.
So you saying if I can see you in your bra and panties, I'll give you this kryptonite. That's Superman's weakness. Is that cool? Come on, dude. Man.
I'll let you in on a little secret.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's great.
So does the motorcycle go up 0.5 or back 0.5?
The motorcycle goes up. The hair goes down.
The hair is down. Okay.
Oh, so if you add the hair, it goes down. Okay.
Yeah, if you add the hair, it goes down like a half point. Since we know we're doing it's like 10 to 7 is Candace, 6 to 4 is MGK, 3 to 2 is Jar Jar, and 1 and 0 is Guardian.
So.
And where did Idris fall on the scale?
Idris is your Iris West. That's your Iris West.
She's Iris. He's Iris West.
Okay.
All right.
I have fun. I was gonna say I have fun. So I have fun. So I'm gonna say
Iris West with Mira's hair on a motorcycle. So it like goes down, and it goes back.
Goes back up.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Can I give it a Blerd Vision kissing Idris Elba on the mouth?
A Blerd Vision kissing Idris Elba.
That sounds like an Iris West with a mirror hair to me. I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm gonna give it an Iris West with the Infinity Gauntlet, and I'm just letting you know, Maine. I'm taking that, and we're probably gonna use that.
Dude.
I gift it to you.
Like that.
Awesome, because I do like the Infinity Gauntlet.
I like that one a lot too.
Yeah, I do like that. That will be taken. Visa's gonna be like, where'd you guys get the Infinity Gauntlet from?
Hey, I'm gonna have to pimp this out just a little further. I'm gonna have to call this one, just because I really enjoy this show, I'm gonna have to call this one an Iris West on a motorcycle, chilling with the Infinity Gauntlet. Giving a peace sign with the Infinity Gauntlet. Sailing away.
As she drives by Jar Jar and the Guardian sitting on the curb.
Yeah.
With the dog that Maine's like, oh, look at the dog. And who are those other two?
Regular Scott, as he drives by Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so she drove by Machine Gun Kelly, spitting like mud and sand in his face, and he said, that was a solid 6.
Solid 6.
Yeah.
Solid 6. All right, so now that you know what the final blow is, what you guys got for, or guys and ladies, what you got for the final blow?
You want me to go first again?
Yeah, you go first this time.
All right. Well, this is your boy OG Blerd Vision, the original, AKA. No, I don't have no AKAs, but
hey, I thought you was about to go in right there.
It's because I didn't have any, so I was shit. I went down a road I couldn't come back from. Yeah, man. This was amazing. It was fun. Come on over. All the people that have listening to this. Come on over to BLERDcoMIXed and listen to our rants and raves and going off of the railings and yeah, man.
Listen to Blerd Vision trying to make me soft and stuff. Well, come on, Charmaine. It's cute. It's nice. It's sweet. And I'm like, I don't wanna.
Yeah.
No, this has been fun. I don't know.
Maine, did the heart crack a little bit? Did the heart just crack just a little bit though?
Maybe you got like a little bit of the Grinch's heart grew like 4.5 times.
On that day, her heart grew 2 sizes.
No, this is hella fun. I enjoyed it. I mean, Blerd Vision and I got together to do our show because we like to talk about Blerd shit, and to get to connect with other folks that are doing it is fun. I feel like I'm getting a little bit more on the DC side because I don't investigate it myself, so that's fun. But yeah, come on over, listen to us on BLERDcoMIXed. We do a lot of movie reviews lately. So you can hear me talk about how racist Alita is.
Alita.
And stuff like that. And you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram, BLERDcoMIXed, COMIXED. So yeah, that's it.
Oz, what you got for the final blow?
Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, my bad. My bad. I cut you off. My bad. What you say?
No. I was just thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Oz, what you got for the final blow?
Well, my final blow is, man, Regular Scott, you can stop being so rude, letting our guests finish speaking. Man.
You're right. Yeah, I know. You're absolutely right.
I am absolutely right. I'm used to being bullied, but when you do it to our guests, I get offended by that. Okay.
Right. I know. I'm sorry. My bad.
At least we didn't have a white savior. Yeah. That's another callback.
Yes, because nothing teaches me how to be black except for eating fried chicken. Thank you, Vigo. Thank you, Aragon.
I'm so mad when I heard that as a thing that actually happened. I thought that shit was a joke.
Maine, why would you be mad? Because all it was when they said, and the winner is Green Book. Now, white people, please clap yourself on the back. Yeah.
Did you all see Chadwick Boseman's reaction to when they announced Green Book?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about.
That's what Maine was talking about. He just looked back like,
like we knew this was gonna happen.
The setup, they were like, okay, here it comes, the okie doke, as they say.
Yeah. And honestly, like Chadwick's face, I even tweeted this earlier. Chadwick's face in that moment was exactly how I feel about this entire trash fire month that was Black History Month this time around. They fucked us up this month. They fucked us up.
Man, I mean, like the only bright spot, and I'm going to say it for Black History Month for the year 2019, was that it was kind of warm in the 60 degrees a couple days, and that was it. Other than that, man, 2020, if 2020 means clear vision, y'all, everybody, we need to have some clear vision in 2020. Whether that means some truth and reconciliation, some come to Jesus, I don't know what you call it. But everybody, we got to, okay, anyway, final blow. Yeah, okay. Sorry about
this
that.
dude always starts a final blow, goes off on something else, and then comes back to his final blow.
All I got to say is, man, hey, I'll say it. I got a right to be angry, okay? That's all I got to say.
All right. And look, what's your final blow going to be since Young Justice is done and you don't have any TV shows?
Oh, but Regular Scott, yes, I do.
What is it?
Once again, folks, please go see Polar, because Regular Scott will not see Polar. I will also, I will say, man, the Umbrella Academy has been pretty delightful. So I've been really geeking out on watching that. And do yourselves a favor. You can also read the comic too, because it's pretty good too. But man, let me just say this. Blerd Vision, thank you guys. It was so just very amazing, and you both gave me perspectives and things to think about. It was absolutely a joy. I just want to say that.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, that was awesome.
Oh, and I'm going to take a real quick trip over to your podcast and start listening. So yeah, because I'm all in now. I'm all in.
Yeah.
Okay.
My final blow is going to be, like I was saying, we really appreciate y'all coming on, being able to reschedule and stuff. And I'm really glad we did. This was a lot of fun. We just pretty much chit chat and chopped it up for 2 hours right there.
Yeah, and it was great.
I mean, this was a lot of fun. Yeah, it's been 2 hours. I mean, we was chopping it up, man, and it was a lot of fun. So it was great. If you haven't checked out Doom Patrol, check that out. Young Justice is coming back in a few months. Get ready for that. Captain Marvel will be out soon. Next week, we'll probably review Doom Patrol, and definitely check out BLERDcoMIXed Podcast. They got a real good show. They talk about Alita, and you will know why why they both think that movie's very racist. And there are some very valid points after I listen to the show, and I tend to agree. The more I mean,
it's weird. Like I said in the show, I have never uttered the words, "I love that movie," except it was so fucking racist.
Wow.
Right.
And if you want to know more, check out their show. It's a really good show. You'll really love their perspective. But you can find us on iTunes, Spreaker, Radio Public, TuneIn, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. BLERDcoMIXed. Tell everyone you'll talk to them next time.
I'll talk to you next time.
I'll talk with you. Bye.
Tell everyone we'll talk to them next time.
All right, good people. And as usual, peace and chicken grease.
And y'all have a good time, because we're going to have a good time till we talk to y'all next time. Peace.